Now next is the Bohr's model of atom. In the year 1913, Danish scientist Niels Bohr explained the stability of atom by putting forth stable orbit atomic model. So he has made some informations or some postulations are there. Postulates are there. What are there? The electrons revolving around the atomic nucleus lie in the concentric circular orbit. Means electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular path in a fixed orbits. Energy of an electron is constant. When the electrons are moving, the energy is constant while it is in a particular orbit. When an electron jumps from an inner orbit to an outer orbit, it absorbs energy. What is it? It is equal to the difference of its energy level. And when it jumps from an outer orbit to inner orbit, it emits energy equal to the difference of its energy level. So what was actually the Bohr's atomic model? He has explained very nicely about the structure of atom, and atomic model can be demonstrated with the help of electrons revolving in different shells. He named these shells as KLMN, like this. So just watch this video, you will understand the total experiment or the assumptions made by the Bohrs.
Various models of the atom have been proposed by eminent scientists over the years. These models have increased our understanding of the atomic structure. Among these models, Rutherford suggested that electrons revolve around the nucleus in well-defined orbits, but there was a problem with this. The motion of electrons in Rutherford's model was unstable because any charged particle moving in a circular path emits electromagnetic radiation. Thus, the electrons would lose energy and fall into the nucleus, making the atom highly unstable. Then, which would be a better model of an atom? To overcome the objections against Rutherford's model of atom, Niels Bohr in 1913 proposed a new atom model. What does this model propose? It first proposes that electrons revolve around the nucleus in specific orbits, and these orbits are associated with definite energies and are called shells or energy levels. These orbits or shells are represented by the letters K, L, M, N. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a particular orbit is 2n to the power of 2, where n is the number of the orbit. Thus, K shell would have 2 electrons, L shell would have 8 electrons, M shell would have 18 electrons, and N shell would have 32 electrons.
Now you understand Niels Bohr model. What is this? You will see this is the nucleus of the atom at the center, and it contains positive charges, and electrons are revolving. You will see this circular path, they are called orbits. These electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular orbit. He named these orbits as KLMN. Yes, now suppose this is the nucleus at the center. The electron, suppose this electron is moving in this orbit. This is the first orbit. He named this orbit as K shell. They are called shells. Similarly, second orbit L. Yes, second orbit. Some electrons are moving in a L shell. This is L shell. Then next M, N. Now, in the first orbit, maximum 2 electrons are moving there. Means in the K shell, only maximum 2 electrons. Yes, maximum. It may be 1 also. Yes, but not more than 2. Second cell, L cell, how many maximum electrons are moving? 8. So L contain 8 electrons, maximum 8, not more than 8. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay. M shell, it has maximum 18 number of electrons. So how it is calculated? By using the 2n square formula. So 2 into n matlab number of shell. For example, K shell we will consider first. So the formula 2n square. First 2 into n means number of shell. K shell means first shell. So 2 into 1 square 1, so 2. That's why these 2 electrons in the K shell. Second hai L cell. L means 2 into n square. 2 into n is value is 8. Yes. What is 8 square? Sorry, second. 2n square. 2n square. 2 into second cell. Second cell means 2 number cell. So 2 square. 2 square is what? 4. So 4 into 2, 8. Therefore, second orbit contains 8 electrons. Now similarly, third, 2n square. 2 into n means 3 square. So 3 square is 9. So 9 into 2, 18. Therefore, 18 electrons are there. Similarly, n shell means 4 shell. So 2 into 4 square. 2 into 4 square means 16 to 32. Therefore, n contains 32 electrons. So in this way, he has explained his model with the help of various shells and electrons are moving.
So on. That said, what does this model next propose? It next proposes that the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the outermost level is 8. And finally, it says that the orbit closest to the nucleus has minimum energy and the orbit farthest has a maximum energy. Well then, does an electron radiate energy by itself? Since electrons move in a particular orbit, they...
Then again, one most important factor we must remember that electrons revolving around the atomic nucleus lie in the concentric circular orbit. Yes. Second, energy of an electron is constant while it is in a particular orbit. Suppose this electron is there. This electron is moving in this orbit only. Means it has a constant energy. This electron is moving in this orbit only. This electron have a constant energy. Yes, energy of electron is constant in the same orbit. Then next, that is the conclusion that when an electron jumps from inner orbit to an outer orbit, means these electrons when jumps from here into this orbit, electron jumps from inner orbit to outer orbit. So what will happen? It absorbs energy. Yes. When electron jumps from inner orbit to outer orbit, it absorbs energy. How much it absorbs? This energy absorbed is equal to the difference of its energy level. Yes. So E2 suppose, this E1 suppose. So E2 minus E1, 2 minus E2 minus E1. What is the energy? Difference. That energy is absorbed. Second, that when it jumps from outer orbit to inner orbit, suppose this electrons jumps from this orbit into this orbit, then what will happen? It also, yes, emits energy. That time it emits energy. When electron jumps from outer to inner, emits energy, and when electrons jumps from inner to outer, absorbs energy. So this electron is jumping from outer to inner, it emits energy. Outer orbit to inner emits energy. And how much it equal? The difference between two levels. What is the difference in the energies of these two levels? That is equal to its emits energy. So these are the main conclusions made by the Rutherford.
Do not radiate energy by themselves. What happens instead is when an atom absorbs energy, the electrons get excited and jump into the next higher
like
energy
this,
level.
electron is jumping.
The electron can radiate energy and return to its original
Emits
state
energy
or
from
drop
outer to
down
inner.
to the next energy level. Bohr's model works well for simple atoms and is easy to understand. It is one among the atomic structures still in use today, and the other being the quantum mechanical model. Things to remember. In 1913, a Danish physicist, Niels Bohr, proposed an atomic model known as Bohr's atomic model. In an atom, the electrons revolve around the nucleus in definite energy levels called orbits or shells. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a particular orbit is 2n to the power of 2. the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the outermost shell is 8. The orbit closest to the nucleus has minimum energy, and the orbit farthest has maximum energy. Electrons are excited to the higher energy levels by absorbing energy and return to the lower energy levels by radiating energy.
So these are the some important assumptions made by the Niels Bohr scientist. So watch this video, you will understand about the Bohr's atomic model. Thank you.